Shapiro.
All right, what's up, everybody? Happy Wednesday, happy hump day. Yeah, beautiful day in Las Vegas. Nice day in Las Vegas. He's Jamie D. I'm Brian Shapiro. We are
guys?
PTL Radio Nation. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. And boy, you know, sometimes I start the show and I lie and I say we got a big show, but today I'm actually telling the truth. We do have a big show today. We have some great guests lined up for you. We got so much to talk about today. UNLV legend, because that's what he is. He was the MVP of the national championship UNLV team. The legend himself, Anderson Hunt, will be joining us. He's going to preview the Sweet 16. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm such a basketball junkie. Doesn't get any better than this. I mean, we got Gonzaga UCLA tomorrow in Vegas. I am chomping at the bits. Anderson's going to be there, and he's going to kind of preview the Sweet 16. If there's anybody that knows how to deal with pressure and win a national championship, that would be Anderson Hunt. So he's going to be joining us later on in the program. A very entertaining, funny story, Vegas-esque story that's made national news. We all know that Mr. Jimmy Garoppolo is the new QB of the Las Vegas Raiders. A lot of people very excited about that. A lot of women are very excited about that. Rightfully so. He's a good-looking guy. I understand it. And he can play football. He's a pretty good QB as well. Local Larry Flint Hustler Club is offering him a lifetime VIP membership valued at $500,000. So we have a representative from Larry Flint Hustler Club that's going to be joining us next hour to talk a little bit about this. It has literally made national news. It's such a Vegas story. I love it. So we're going to talk about that a little bit in hour number 2. Jamie, I would imagine you're doing a little bit better today than Donald Trump did when he woke up this morning.
Way better.
There's a lot of stuff going on with Donald Trump as we spoke yesterday, Jamie. There's still an indictment watch. Any day now, he could be indicted in the Stormy Daniels case, but there's more now to the story, and it's not good for Donald Trump. The New York District Attorney, Alvin Bragg's office, suggested to an attorney for at least one witness in the last 24 hours that they might need to provide more testimony, so more information. Trump posted on social media, as you know, calling for protest. And now we're learning that his attorney might be thrown off the case. And now it doesn't end there. Trump, as I mentioned yesterday, is the focus of a separate investigation led by special counsel Jack Smith over the handling of classified documents. There's been a flurry of activity there over the past day, following a major ruling from a district court judge indicating that the Justice Department argued successfully that it had ample evidence that Trump may have committed a crime between him and his attorneys trying to cover up this whole classified document scandal. So there's probably more indictments coming for Donald Trump.
Several lawsuits.
It's not looking good for him. I'll tell you that. It's not looking good for Donald Trump at all. And for those of you that want to say, oh, this is politicized, this is BS, well, just don't break the law then.
Facts.
Don't break the law then. Let's see where the chips fall where they may. That's been my opinion on this thing, you know, since day one, Jamie. But he hasn't been indicted yet. And it could be today. It could be tomorrow. It could be Friday. It could be Monday. Whenever he is indicted, I can tell you right now, it'll be a very good day for myself. I won't be so grumpy. Yeah, I'll be in a really good mood. Shapiro is going to be in a really good mood. And I'm really looking forward to that. I really am. Before we get to some of the Trump protests that have gone on throughout the country, I do want to share a quick story with you. So as you know, I get into it with Trump supporters from time to time on social media, right? And I was talking to a guy yesterday in regards to Dr. Fauci and masks, and it's very frustrating for me to get into it with people that don't have a brain. And you know, the attacks that have gone on when it comes to Dr. Fauci, to me anyway, have been very frustrating, because here's a guy that's been an infectious disease doctor for 4 decades, right? He's been around for a very long time. I think we all could probably agree on that, right? And so I'm having a conversation with a guy. His name is Bert. I'm not even going to mention his last name. And
no free promo.
Bert's a big MAGA guy, Jamie.
Right.
And I called him a clown. That's the worst thing I called him, because he basically is attacking Dr. Fauci. And my response to these people are, what's your medical expertise? And if you don't listen to Dr. Fauci or Dr. Birx, who do you listen to? Exactly. Right. And they don't have an answer because they're fools, right?
Right.
So I called him a clown. I said, you're a clown. You're wasting my time. I want you to listen to his response to me. And by the way, this is in ink. This is on social media.
Oh, which app?
On Facebook.
Oh, that's the personal one.
Yes. And he wrote this in ink. And he's a MAGA supporter. He's a middle-aged white guy who apparently used to run a restaurant. Hopefully better than Lauren Boebert. But anyway, this is verbatim. This is what he said to me after I called him a clown. And there's some words I can't use, so I'm going to kind of put a blank in there. But here's what he said. I have a screenshot of this.
Okay.
Quote, Brian Shapiro, confrontation is a second language to me. I do have credentials.
Ooh.
He didn't say what his credentials were, by the way. I made a comment on a post. You were the one who attacked me personally. Called him a clown.
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you live life behind a mask in fear of your life. You do whatever these ringneck F word tell you to do. He's referring to Dr. Fauci.
Ooh.
And yes, the blank is a puppet and a liar. He's talking about Dr. Fauci.
Oh.
So if you want to have an all-out confrontation, let's go. All right. So I don't have, he's just an idiot, right? I don't know. Listen to the last sentence.
Okay.
I'll make sure it's over before the rail car has to pick you up and take you to a concentration camp.
Oh my, whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Whoa, that was very racist. Why do we have to get there?
Anti-Semitic, sure, right?
Very, very
now,
anti-Semitic.
I gotta be honest with all of you. I get into it with MAGA supporters every day, right? I really do. I get into it with MAGA supporters all the time. By the way, Jamie, fix my camera on TikTok.
Okay.
This is live radio.
Wait,
my camera.
Can I see what,
my camera's
what
all
words he used?
My camera's all messed up.
I got you.
So that's the comment that he made to me. And listen, when I get into it with anybody, MAGA supporters, anybody, into a dispute argument, they never go there. Luckily for me, nobody goes there. Nobody seems to go to the point of making outward anti-Semitic comments. But this guy decided to go there. This guy decided to go there. And he taught, basically, it's a, my last name, Shapiro, of course. I'm Jewish.
Right.
And he made a poke the bear, cheap shot, anti-Semitic remark about the Holocaust. So this guy used to run a restaurant, I guess, in California. And I took a screenshot of it and I sent it to his wife. And I sent it to a couple of my friends.
Wait, you sent it to this guy's wife?
I did. I said, I just wanted to say, this is the way your husband talks to people,
Whoa.
Yeah.
You hit him where it hurts.
I did.
I mean, hey, I don't blame you.
And then he tried to backtrack his comments. And I said, no, there's no backtracking.
What'd he do? What'd he say?
He said, I didn't mean it towards you. I said, what are you talking about?
Who
Yes,
do you
did.
mean it to?
I'm sure it's just a coincidence that I'm Jewish and you're making a comment about concentration camps.
An attack to one Jew is an attack to all Jews.
Exactly. And then I thought to myself, and I know some people are going to say, oh, Brian, you got Trump derangement syndrome, right? You got Trump derangement syndrome. And I thought to myself, Donald Trump gave these types of people a platform, or maybe you could call it comfortability, to make these types of statements. They were already anti-Semitic. They were already racist people.
Right.
But to even take it a step further and be ignorant enough to put it in ink on the internet is, and it was a little bit of a shock to me because, I'm not used to people talking to me that way. And I'm not used to people.
Well, you should never be used to that.
No, I'm not used to that.
Don't get used to that, Brian.
And it's one thing, someone can call me a name or whatever they want, and that doesn't bother me at all. But when you start going after my religion and you make a joke or a cheap shot,
that's foul,
about the Holocaust. And I'm really disappointed because this was on a page of a friend who I respect very much, who's actually done this show before. And he's a really nice guy, and he would never say something like that. But he allowed that comment to go up there. And I'm thinking to myself, how do you even, and this was this person's friend, and I'm thinking to myself, how can you allow that to happen?
Right.
How could you not call that out? If somebody on my Facebook page said something racist that was a friend of mine, which, by the way, wouldn't be a friend of mine, but if somebody said something racist or anti-Semitic, I would call out immediately. It's really disappointing. And I guess this is the norm these days where racist people and anti-Semitic people, the Kanye Wests of the world, they think it's okay to make jokes and comments about the Holocaust.
Right.
So it happened to me yesterday, and I wanted to share that with you and let everybody know out there that, we're all experiencing it. And this guy was a staunch MAGA supporter. I'm not saying that every MAGA supporter is anti-Semitic. I'm not saying that every Trump supporter is racist, but certainly this guy is. And I got him good. I took a screenshot of it, and I told him I was going to talk about it on the radio. And then he started to backtrack a little bit. I said, nope, there's no backtracking.
Right.
You're an idiot.
Right.
You're an anti-Semite. You're a fool. We all know that. And now I have it in ink, and I'm going to prove it. So good
Brian,
luck.
I applaud you for, one, not giving this man free promo, because as we all know, birds of a feather caw, they flock together.
Yes, they do.
So you don't want to get more people on his side, because free promo is free promo regardless. You never know who's listening. But also, too,
his restaurant went out of business, though, by the way.
That's karma. But also on top of that, too, like, you don't want to, I mean, you handle it appropriately. You handle it in your own personal life, and you are the person with the mic, so you do have the responsibility as a role model to, have an equal playing field. And I appreciate you for not like using your platform to just go in, because he wouldn't be able to respond back.
I scared him a little bit.
Right.
I sent it to his wife just so his wife
That's
knows
harsh.
that she's married to a bigot. I just want she might be one as well. I don't know, but and I let him know, and then he blocked me because he probably got scared. And that's what many of these MAGAs do. They curl up and they get scared because they don't want to be held accountable or responsible for the disgusting things that they say. I will not tolerate that. I don't tolerate it. I don't tolerate racism or anti-Semitism or homophobia. I do not tolerate it. And if I see it, I will talk about it, and I will call you out. That is the way and I'm so sick of it. And we got a story that we might get to today where there's a San Jose Sharks goaltender. His name's James Reimer. And they had the San Jose Sharks had an LGBTQ friendly day where they're in support of the gay community, and he refused to put on this jersey. And his excuse, like so many people out there, oh, well, my religion tells me that I can't support that. That is, you know what? I'm so sick of it. I'm so sick of people out there that use their religion as a scapegoat to be a bigot. Oh, well, the Bible says this. My religion says that you're a sinner. No, you're just a bigot, and you're using your religion to hide the fact that you're a bigot, and you're using it as an excuse. I'm sick of it.
I really hate how people think that the Bible says certain things that it does not say. The Bible does not say you can't support other demographics and other social groups. It says you're supposed to love all.
Right.
That's
not many people do that, do they?
No, not at all.
You know, how many times have we heard in this country today in 2020 attacks on the gay community, the LGBTQ community, the trans community, and then when you actually confront them on their bigotry and hatred, because that's what it is, they use their religion as an excuse.
Well, most of those people are DL anyway. If you don't know what DL means, that means down low. Most of them are into it anyway.
I'm so sick of it. And that's what it is. And listen, not every religious person is like this. That's not what I'm saying.
Facts.
I know very religious people that treat all as equals, and I applaud them.
Facts.
But when somebody uses their bigotry and hatred, like this moron, this goaltender, by the way, I hope he gives up 10 goals every game the rest of his career. And I hope his career goes down the crapper. James Reimer, you moron. You don't have to agree with the lifestyle of homosexuality to wear a shirt to say that you're standing up to hatred and bigotry, and you can support the gay community without saying, I support homosexuality and I support the sexual act.
Right.
Just wear the jersey, you dope.
Or without saying, hey, guys, I'm gay just because I'm wearing a jersey.
Right. It's so ridiculous, you know, and it's like these Bible thumpers and these people that they call themselves, that they basically are Bible thumpers, and they treat people differently because their sexuality is different. And then, again, when confronted, what do these people do? They hide behind their religion. Oh, well, my religion tells me that. God tells me that. Jesus. No, they don't.
Right.
You're a liar.
Now, Brian, how do you feel about those who, they support it, but they don't want to be associated with it? So what if he came back and was like, hey, look, I support it. I love everybody. I just don't want to be associated with it. I don't want people to think that I'm gay, so on and so forth. What would have been your response if he came that way?
Well, anybody that thinks that he's gay because he wears this jersey is an idiot. That would be number one. You can't control idiots. And number two, that's a personal thing. And, I'm sure your family and your friends know that. What do you care about what you're wearing a jersey in support of the LGBTQ community? That's all it is. You're supporting you're saying to yourself, I don't support bigotry. I don't support hatred. That's what this is about. It doesn't mean you have to support their lifestyle and what they do sexually, because I would imagine there's a lot of straight hockey players, that are not gay, but they're still wearing the jersey in solidarity and in support of the gay community. This guy, James Reimer, I will always root against him because he's a bigot, in my opinion. And you all can disagree with me, and you could say, well, he has the right to do that. It's his religion. Just like the guy who refused to bake a cake for those two gay guys who walked in there having a wedding. Oh, but Brian, the Supreme, doesn't matter. I still think he's a bigot and he's a jerk.
Yeah, that was dumb. I think that you have the right to associate with whatever you want to associate with, but don't bring others down in that process. But I also want to ask you this too, though, Brian, and be honest with us.
Sure.
Would you go around wearing a trans ally shirt?
I wouldn't have a problem with it if someone wanted me to do it. If I was on a team or an organization, it was Trans Day.
Okay.
I've had transgenders in studio before. I support them, and absolutely, absolutely. So I don't have a problem with that at all. I'm friendly to the LGBTQ community. I have many friends who happen to be gay. I know people that are trans.
And so you're saying you could be who you are and still be an ally without it being confused.
Absolutely.
So why is no one else understanding that? That's the issue.
Well, because they're because they're bigots. Because look at Mike Pence, our former vice president, who's an absolute bigot.
Right.
Thinks being gay is a sin. Gets worse. His wife works at a school where you can't be gay to work there. You can't be gay to go to school there. I don't care whether it's private or not. You are a bigot. Yeah. It's just like Augusta National at the Masters. You couldn't be gay and you couldn't be black as a member there for years until Condoleezza Rice was the first female and happens to be black who was a member there. It's called bigotry, folks. And you could say it's your religion until the cows come home. I don't buy it. It's an excuse for your bigotry, and I am sick of it. But anyway, I'll tell you how I really feel a little later. But I want to move on, and I wanted to share that story and tell you, I was the victim of bigotry. I was the victim of anti-Semitism. It can happen to anybody. And, it just seems like lately these days, those that are on the far right in MAGA country are those that are spreading the Holocaust comments or calling people Nazis because they have their child wear a mask. It's just insane. And Kanye West certainly didn't help. And it's something that I had to deal with last night. All right, well, let's have a little bit of fun now because, in this day and age, a lot of serious topics to talk about. And certainly the Trump indictment is a very serious topic. At least many believe it is. I do. There have been, Jamie, some peaceful protests throughout the country. Not many people, but some people that are protesting against this possible eventual indictment of Donald Trump. There are some people that, maybe a dozen or so, that were outside of Mar-a-Lago yesterday. One of those groups, they're called Blacks for Trump.
Oh.
As a black man, Jamie, how do you feel about this organization?
Disrespected. This is so dumb. Now, hear me out, and hear me out very, very clear. I am not a Trump supporter. Two things can exist. I cannot be a Trump supporter.
Trump reporter. That's Newsmax. Right.
But I can also understand why some people may want to vote for Trump depending on certain political views, not because of his bigotry, racism, transphobia, none of that stuff, but like some of his political views and how that keeps people getting money, keeps capitalism going. I can understand that. However, when you watch these videos and hear these audio clips of blacks on Trump, they're never talking about how they're voting for Trump because he did this for blacks. It's always like they're copying the same white supremacists that hate them. And it makes me so upset because you look like a dummy. Yeah. How are you?
Well, they are. They don't look like it. They are.
Right. How are you sitting here acting like the white counterparts that don't like you? That's the thing that really
one of the guys that you're talking about right now. I have a little audio clip for you. This is one of the Blacks for Trump. That's he's in front of Mar-a-Lago holding a sign that says Trump 2024. This gentleman, I guess I'll call him a gentleman. Listen to his comments in regards to this possible Trump indictment. Listen to this.
I'm out here to defend President Trump, the greatest president America ever had. Y'all already told me in 1984 that President Trump is King Sahara. And so I'm out here to defend. Get out of here.
Who is he yelling at?
And we're here to make sure that Alvin Bragg, the sellout, Sambo, slave-beating, sucker, punk ass, knows that we're going to arrest him when our time comes. He's doomed to hell. He made the wrong move, boy. Blacks for Trump.
Oh,
very intelligent.
I don't know if I can say this on the radio, but there is a strong C word we use in our community, and I want to call him that so bad because I don't understand how you're sitting here literally imitating people that don't like you. He's like, get out of here, boy. Like, that's such a slave.
By the way, he's talking
about that.
Well, he's talking about Bragg, who is the DA in Manhattan,
another black man
who happens to be black. Yeah, he's calling him boy, and he's using the slave. By the way,
ridiculous.
I think it sounded like a very intelligent guy. Don't get me wrong. I mean, he sounded like he was very educated man that takes his time out of his day to hold up a Trump sign in front of Mar-a-Lago. So kudos to him. He sounds like he's very courageous. That's what many MAGAs would call a patriot. Would you like to hear another patriot? There were about maybe 10 or 15 people yesterday that were in front of the Trump Tower in Manhattan. This lady and I use the term very loosely, or I'm sorry, this protester, I'm sorry, in front of Trump Tower yesterday. I want you to have a listen to this. I'll just let it air.
American great again!
My head. Give me a headache.
Protest our national flag!
No, please stop.
Jesus said,
No.
pray to God!
Oh yeah. Best part, clean up on aisle 46.
I swear to God!
First of all, I don't even know what she's saying, by the way.
I can't listen. It took me everything in my ears to try to tune into that.
I don't even know what she's saying. She's holding a Trump sign, and there's only like 10 Trump supporters, by the way, that are there. There's more members of the media that we'll
The
get
guy
to
in
that.
the back. Oh,
But,
yeah.
like, this lady's just like screaming. Clearly, she's mentally deranged. I believe all these people are mentally ill. These are mentally ill people. You want to hear another funny interaction?
Oh, I know where you're going. Oh,
so two Trump supporters that are arguing with each other.
I knew it.
And the first guy that's doing this, it almost sounds like he's a comedian, and he's doing it to mock Trump supporters. But then we learn like he actually isn't. He's dressed up like the shaman guy from the January 6th insurrection, and he's like squealing and yelling and making weird noises. And then this other Trump supporter comes up to him and says, "What are you doing? Like, are you making a mockery of this? What are you doing?" And they start arguing with each other. These two MAGAs. It's priceless. Listen to this.
It's sad, going outside the bounds. No, but you're acting crazy, bro. Of what? You're like, what are you screaming for? Everybody calls us crazy, sir.
No, we feel like
He's not wrong.
I think you're a Democrat.
We feel like you're a Democrat.
I don't think I've been rejected by every single community of people that I've been a part of. And even in the Trump supporter community. Even, yes, I was picked on and made fun of so much growing up. And then I finally feel like I find a community of people that loves me. Yes, where I belong. You love Trump? Yes, I love Trump. That's why I'm here. That's why I put all this stuff. All right.
You're lying.
I had to check your part, man. It seemed like you were like acting like you was.
And then he gives him
a skit. This has to be a skit.
And then he gives him a hug at the end. All right, I believe you. You love Trump. And then actually, there's one semi-intelligent lady in the background going, "I don't believe him. I think he's messing with us."
Right.
No, I think that was actually genuine.
You think so?
Yeah, I do. I think these people are just very mentally ill. These Trump MAGA supporters, some of them are very mentally ill. And then the other guy goes, "No, you're a Democrat." Yeah, I think that would actually be a good thing. Like, you're trying to say what you're doing out there in front of Trump Tower, wasting your time supporting Donald Trump. You think that makes you smarter than a Democrat? Like, it makes you a moron is what it makes you. Anyway, very funny interaction there. I thought I would play that with you. Here we go. Here's another Trump supporter that was being interviewed during the protest. Have a listen to this.
Here to look into a potential crime.
What crime?
Well, it appears that there was hush money paid.
How many hush monies there was paid in the past?
And it was
way more money than $300,000, like $1 million or something like that.
You don't think somebody else would be charged for a crime like this?
Not at all. Not at all.
Except for Michael Cohen, who was charged for a crime exactly like this.
Oh, okay. So that is the guy from Comedy Central, and he's doing this interview with this ignorant buffoon. And she's basically saying, no, I don't think this could ever happen. You can't be charged for a crime like this. You can't. And then the guy says to her, "What about Michael Cohen? He went to jail because of this."
Right.
And she is totally clueless, and she has no idea what he's talking about. This guy's so funny. He works for Comedy Central, and he just makes these MAGA supporters look like complete clowns. I mean, the lady is basically out there protesting on this indictment, and she's completely unaware that Donald Trump's own former personal attorney went to jail because of this exchange of the hush money. And she doesn't even know that. It is hilarious. It's brilliant.
She's like, "Oh, okay."
All right. So now let's go to, I love this audio. Now let's go to a very funny duo. They're called the Good Liars. They're a very funny, comical group that makes fun of not just MAGA supporters, but they make fun of Democrats as well.
Mm-hmm.
For example, and I've interviewed these guys before. They're great. So they go to these political events. Like, for example, Don Jr. had a book signing, and this guy from the Good Liars, this comic duo, shows up to the book signing, and he changes the book cover. It says, "Daddy, will you please love me?" And he asks Don Jr. to sign it, and he grabs the book, and then he gives it back to him. They go to a Donald Trump event, and they're in front of the event, and they keep yelling at Trump, "This is boring. Say something funny." And then Trump eventually kicks him out. These guys are, they've pranked so many politicians, Democrats and Republicans, but mostly Republicans these days. And it is absolutely hilarious. Like, they catch up with Kimberly Guilfoyle and they keep yelling out, "The best is yet to come," and they just mock these people, and they're so funny. Anyway, there's a right-wing news organization in New York City, and they have no idea who this guy is.
Oh,
They have no idea they're being punked by one of the good liars. And this guy just
he falls for it.
He falls for it. And this reporter's so stupid. And anyway, listen to this first cut from this was yesterday in front of the Trump Tower. This right-wing reporter live on TV has no idea he's interviewing one of the good liars, thinks this is a Trump supporter.
And wait, these are the same guys that go out each and every time? They don't switch up?
No,
it's the same two people.
It's the same two people.
And you're telling me they don't know this?
Doesn't recognize him. Have a listen to this first audio cut. It is absolutely hilarious.
I think like this is a political prosecution. It has to be, right? Like that's the only way it could be happening right now, is if they're going after him politically. The only other option is that Donald Trump lost by 7 million votes and is a loser who can't deal with the fact that he lost the election because he based his whole personality on being a winner and calling people losers. So
you think his attitude, his approach, his personality is what
is what got us in this mess in the first place, potentially, or I'm just going to choose to believe that the election was stolen and everything that he says, because I kind of like base my whole personality on supporting Donald Trump. So I'm not going to maybe accept the
absolutely
this
genius,
satire,
absolutely hilarious. And this reporter who works for some right-wing network has no idea who he's interviewing.
Clueless.
Like, we could go with the alternative that maybe Trump did lose by 7 million votes, but I base my whole personality and my whole life on Donald Trump. So I'm just going to ignore it. Yeah. Okay. It gets better though in this interview. This interview keeps going. It's live.
This man does not understand.
Again, this reporter has no clue who he's interviewing.
And he's just going along with it.
Now, this is when he mocks the whole protest in the best possible way you can, Jamie. So listen to this exchange. This is my favorite. Listen to this.
I mean, what's your take on this so far? I mean, there's a lot of people out here.
Yeah, it seems like there's a lot of media. I would say just basically all media. And I guess there's, is it Braxton? Braxton. And I see another guy with a flag. It seems like there's about 10 Trump supporters here, but mostly the rest are media. Yeah.
That's when the interview ends. And I think the guy finally started to understand that he was getting punked. And by the way, it's not like this guy from the Good Liars was wrong.
Right.
He was being on. Well, it's going great. I think we got Jimmy over there. We got Jimmy. We got at least 10.
Know.
Yeah.
What did Braxton do? Why is he in it?
We got Braxton over there. By the way, a random Trump supporter there named Braxton recognized who this guy was. And he says, "Oh, you're the guy from the Good Liars." Meanwhile, the reporter is completely clueless. He's a stooge. And he has no idea what is going on. This is what has transpired in the last couple days. You've got a handful of Trump supporters in certain areas that are just absolutely brain dead. They're absolutely brain dead. They're just complete morons.
Right.
Listen, you have the right to peacefully protest, but we as members of the media also have a right to point out how stupid you are.
Facts.
And that's exactly what these people are. They're very ignorant people. I think they're mentally ill. I guess you could be dumb and mentally ill.
Yep.
I think they're both. These people need help. They have no education or understanding of what this possible indictment is. They have no understanding of even why they're there. In their mind, they're just a Trump supporter. And you remember, Jamie, what Donald Trump said years back? He said, "I can shoot somebody on Fifth Avenue and they'll still vote for me." That's exactly who he's talking about.
He's horrible.
He's talking about these people right now. Now, listen, these people need help. Okay.
Not wrong.
These people are mentally drenched. Whether you're a woman on Fifth Avenue that's screaming things out that with a Trump sign and we don't even know what you're saying, or if you're a woman being interviewed by Comedy Central, and this is comedy, by the way, and you don't think anybody could go to jail for this hush money payment, yet Donald Trump's own personal attorney, Michael Cohen, already went to jail.
And
how could you be that clueless? Number two, or if you're a right-wing news outlet and you're interviewing and getting punked by a guy from the Good Liars, who's, by the way, being honest. And so what do you think about this rally? What do you think about this get together? What do you think about this? Oh, well, we got Jimmy over there. We got a lot of media people, but we have like 10 people. It's just hilarious. And now listen, when he does get indicted, I don't know what's going to happen. We hope that there's no violence. We hope that
reports say they'll be fine.
People continue to protest peacefully. By the way, before we go to break, Mark, if you can do me a favor, I believe it's cut number 2. the lady screaming. It should be cut number 2. I want to play this again because I really don't understand what she's saying. And maybe she has an accent, and all due respect, that's fine. I'm not mocking her for having the accent. I really just am trying to understand what she's screaming out. Yeah. So if it's okay, Mark, if we could play cut 2 again, maybe Jamie can help interpret what this MAGA supporter.
How can I interpret it?
Well, maybe you can help me out because I need help with this. Let's try to understand what she's saying, and then maybe we can try to interpret it after, Mark, if that's okay. So cut number 2. Here she is. This is a lady in front of the Trump Tower in New York City, and I just want to play this one more time for you. Here it is.
Make American great again!
I know.
I understood that.
Protest!
Okay, protest.
National Guard!
Are who?
Jesus!
Who?
Great
Wait, did you say Jesus?
Oh, yeah. That's part. Clean up on aisle 46.
I don't know who that guy is.
Did she just moan?
She says something else.
I swear to God!
I swear to God. Okay.
Now what
Here's what. Okay, so Jamie, I'm going to give you my interpretation first.
Mm-hmm.
Here's what I think she said, and you can tell me whether you disagree or not, and then we'll open up the phone lines at 702-221-7283 because I want to know what you guys think. Here's what I think she said, and again, I don't know this for sure. Okay. I think she said Donald Trump is a criminal. I support Joe Biden and his administration, and I hope Donald Trump goes to jail because he's a bigot and a criminal. Like, I think that's what she said, but I'm not sure on that. What do you think? What do you think she said?
I think you're pretty head on with that. I think she also said, hey, please arrest me too when you arrest Donald Trump.
Like, I don't even know what she's saying. Like, oh, boy. What did she say here at the end?
Jesus, this is it?
Pray to God, right?
Wait, is it this is it? Pray to God?
I think she said pray to God.
No, before that, though.
Protest! National Guard!
National what? This lady is like screaming.
This is who?
I pray to God that she gets help. That's what I do. I pray to God this lady gets help. Yeah. All right. We're going to open up the phone lines right now. Maybe you could help me interpret what she was saying. I don't know. She sounds like a very nice lady, very well-educated lady. Let me open up the phone lines because we're going to take a break and then we're going to take some phone calls on the other side. 702-221-7283. And again, that number, if you want to be a part of the program. What do you make of these protesters all over the country, really? But we're playing some of the protesters outside of Mar-a-Lago, Blacks for Trump, that organization, very respected organization, I'm sure. And then what do you make of these protesters in New York City, protesting, just holding up Trump signs, and people that really have no understanding of the law? But hey, maybe I'm wrong on this one. That number, if you want to be a part of the conversation, 702-221-7283. And again, that number, 702-221-SAVE. I can't save you if you're a MAGA, though. I can try, but I don't think it's going to work. I don't know if I can save that.
You got to pray to God.
Well, I'll take her advice. I will pray to God that none of those people move to Vegas. 702-221-7283, 702-221-SAVE. We're going to take some phone calls on the other side of the break, and maybe you could help me interpret what that lovely lady was saying. He's Jamie D. I'm Brian Shapiro. We'll take a quick break. We'll take some phone calls on the other side. You are listening to Push the Limits. Jamie, give out that new social media information.
Yeah, everybody, make sure you follow us at PTL Radio Show. That's on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. Oh, also Twitter. PTL Radio Show. PTL RADIOSHOW. Again, PTL Radio Show.
Pray to God! All right, we'll be back right after this. You're listening to Pushing the Limits right here on KSHP. Hey, everybody, it's Brian Shapiro from Pushing the Limits. I want to tell you guys about Sahara West Urgent Care and Wellness. They're conveniently located on the southwest corner of Sahara and Jones. They're open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., and Saturday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Sahara West Urgent Care, they'll take care of all your healthcare needs. They offer routine services such as physicals, STD testing, car accident treatment, and work injuries. You name it, they do it. They have on-site X-ray, EKG, ultrasound, and labs. They treat chronic conditions such as asthma, blood pressure, diabetes, and more. They also offer general wellness exams, treatments such as testosterone enhancement and cancer screening. We're located on Sahara, 6125 West Sahara Avenue. Their number is 702-248-0554. And the best part, they accept most major insurances and affordable cash pay prices. Office visits starting at just $95. And I'm also a client. So please give them a call, 702-248-0554. Look, it's impossible for the average person to find a great attorney out there. There's so much misinformation. Now, let me introduce you to former Chief Deputy District Attorney Thomas Moss. He was Las Vegas's top DUI prosecutor for years. He prosecuted the most high-profile DUI cases in Clark County. No one knows more about DUI law in Nevada. Google it. If you get charged with DUI, whether it's a misdemeanor or even more importantly, a felony, you need Thomas Moskal representing you. His relationships with the prosecutors and judges, his knowledge of DUI law to work for you. So give him a call now or text him at 702-848-5555. It's your life and liberty that's at stake. Don't wait. Call now. That number again, 702-848-5555. Hey everybody, it's Brian Shapiro from Pushing the Limits. I want to tell you guys about Sahara West Urgent Care and Wellness. They're conveniently located on the southwest corner of Sahara and Jones. They're open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Saturday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. At Sahara West Urgent Care, they'll take care of all your healthcare needs. They offer routine services such as physicals, STD testing, car accident treatment, and work injuries. You name it, they do it. They have on-site X-ray, EKG, ultrasound, and labs. They treat chronic conditions asthma, blood pressure, diabetes, and more. They also offer general wellness exams and treatment, such as testosterone enhancement and cancer screening. They're located on Sahara, 6125 West Sahara Avenue. Their number is 702-248-0554. The best part, they accept most major insurances and affordable cash pay prices. Office visits starting at just $95. And I'm also a client. Please give them a call, 702-248-0554.
Hey everybody, are you struggling to find a place that reminds you of Brooklyn? That true blue New York style pie? No worry no more. Everyone's Italian Eatery Pizza is a knockout. Located at 467 East Colorado Ranch Boulevard, just off the road, half a mile east of South Point Casino. Just minutes from the Las Vegas Strip. Come by and grab a slice of pie. Plus, check out our Brooklyn-inspired Italian cuisine. Our sandwiches are super. Hero, that is. Because why be a sub? And you can be a hero. Everyone's Italian Eatery is here to serve you phenomenal food, Vegas. Forget about it.
The London Bridge Resort in Lake Havasu is the perfect place to vacation in style. Their beautifully designed suites include stunning views, a kitchenette, and free Wi-Fi. The well-reviewed and affordable resort has tons of amenities, including a breakfast buffet, kids camp, a 9-hole golf course, 3 pools, a marina, boat tours, a water slide, and a great nightlife scene. London Bridge Resort is centrally located in Lake Havasu City, Arizona. Go to londonbridgeresort.com to plan your getaway today. London Bridge Resort, your Arizona oasis destination.
Welcome back, everybody. It is Push the Limits here on KSHP. JBD in the house. I'm Brian Shapiro. Yes, I want to tell you guys about my good friends at Sahara West Urgent and Primary Care, which is located right down the road, actually. I have the address right in front of me, although I should have memorized it by now, but I'm an idiot, so I didn't. 6125 West Sahara Avenue. I just knew it was right down the street. Give them a call, 702-248-0554. I was in and out of there in 20 minutes. They take most insurances. And if you don't have insurance, $95. I'm going to tell you, a lot of those people that were spilling out MAGA stuff, they need to check out Sahara West Urgent Primary Care. They need to get checked out. But no matter what you're suffering from, in all seriousness, they will take care of you there. Please check them out, Sahara West Urgent and Primary Care. Check them out online, by the way, SaharaWestUrgentCare.com. So Jamie and I were just discussing some of the extremely intelligent and well-educated MAGA supporters that were outside of Mar-a-Lago, Blacks for Trump. Sounds like a wonderful organization. And some of the very insane people that were outside of the Trump Towers in Manhattan, and we're taking your phone calls on that at 702-221-7283. Maybe you could help interpret for me what that lovely lady was saying in front of the Trump Tower. God help me, I really don't know. All right, let's start off with Ron. Ron is first up on Pushing the Limits. Hi, Ron. Thanks for calling in. What's on your mind, my friend?
What's up, Ron?
Just calling in to let you know I am a Trump supporter,
which is okay.
And I don't know why these people are screaming and yelling, because normally it's just the BLM or whatever they are, people that are screaming, yelling, and burning down businesses and stuff.
Can I ask you a question? Were there BLM people on January 6th? Were those BLM? Or what kind of people were those people?
Those were people that really didn't do a whole lot if you paid attention to
Those
what
people
really happened that day.
Oh, okay. Well, explain to me the 140 officers that were injured and how you define that as not doing a lot. Explain that to me. And people did die that day as well. Is that not doing that?
You're still pushing the lies of the Democrat Party.
Oh, hold on.
The person that was killed was a woman that was shot.
You're talking about Ashley Babbitt. You're talking about Ashley Babbitt. There was also a woman that was trampled on the steps, which clearly you're unaware of. There was and by the way, what did I lie about? 140 officers were not injured that day. Did you not see the officers being beaten with batons and crushed? Were those actors, sir, or where's my lie?
The entire situation wasn't as bad as.
That's not what I asked you. You just called me. That's not what I asked you. You just called me a liar, and I'm specifically asking you when somebody calls me a name.
There was not 140 officers injured that day.
Okay, so where are you getting that information from?
If you notice, if you pay attention to Fox News.
No, I don't pay. No, I don't. No, I don't pay attention to Fox News, sir. You know why I don't pay?
Should.
Okay, well, I'll tell you why I don't, sir.
It would educate you.
Okay,
and
sir.
Tell you the
You're
truth
right, sir. Okay, so
let
me explain to you, because clearly you don't understand. You see, sir, those at Fox News and management, those that actually run the station, the bosses of like Tucker Carlson, admitted in court documents that it shouldn't be taken as truth and it's only entertainment. So am I lying about that also, sir? Is that a lie, sir?
Hello. Sorry. I thought I just got cut off.
No, you didn't get cut off at all. I'm asking you a question and I'm making a statement. Tucker Carlson's own bosses and management at Fox News in court documents admitted that it shouldn't be taken as truth and it's only pure entertainment. Am I lying about that also, sir?
No, you're not lying about that.
So,
you're taking it out of context.
What? What am I taking out of context? The bosses at Fox News.
They get up there and they try to tell the information to people so they know what's actually going on.
Gotcha. Okay.
And if we had Trump in office today, hundreds of thousands of people will still be alive in the Ukraine and in Afghanistan. And
so let's go with that. So
billions of dollars to the enemies.
Okay, so let's
go. Kill Americans.
Okay, so Ukraine killed a bunch of Americans. When did that happen? I must have missed
No. Trump would have never allowed Russia to
give me the
attack Ukraine.
Gotcha. So what policies, what would have, besides picking up a phone and saying, hey, Vladdy, don't do that, what do you think Donald Trump would have done to stop it?
Donald Trump was an extremely strong president, and not a whole lot of bad things happened when he was president.
I didn't ask you about.
He was a strong president.
Sir,
he wasn't a weak commie traitor like Biden is.
Sir, I need you to focus, because I didn't ask you about his strength.
I am focused.
Okay, no, you're not. You're not answering my question.
You're making people that hate America like you is unbelievable.
So what have I said that would lead you to believe that I hate America?
When you attack probably one of the greatest presidents we've ever had, and lie about him.
Okay, so there we go with the general statements and lying.
They've been lying about Trump since the day he announced he was going to run for president.
Sir, I'd like to have a conversation with you, but we need to be specific when you throw out generalizations, okay? When you call Sir, I'm not the Democrat Party. You just made a statement about me. I need you to focus. You just called me a liar multiple times. I am asking you right now to give me one specific example of one thing I have ever said on this show, including today, that is a lie about Donald Trump. Go. Be specific. No generalization.
Unfortunately, I have never listened to your show.
Then get the hell out of here.
So
Then
you
get the
call
hell
in
out of
and
here.
say what? Then what was the
I've
point of
never
that?
listened to your show before, but you're a liar. You notice what these MAGAs do? They call me a liar, and then when I say, what did I say that's a lie? The only person that's lying is him. Over 140 officers were injured that day. It's all on video, and they all went to the hospital, and it's documented, and it's also been proven in a court of law. This guy has no idea what he's talking about. Again, ladies and gentlemen, MAGA country, and I gave him multiple opportunities. Jamie. I was very
good. Delirious. It was delirious. You come on, say all these April or March just to say I never listened to your show. Make it make sense. How delirious are you?
And then he calls me a commie, and then I can go down that route. What did I say that would lead you to be? All I did was give him facts about January 6th. And then when he says, you hate America, which, by the way, I don't, there's a lot of improvements that can be made here. See, if you don't support Donald Trump to a MAGA, and you don't kiss the ring of Trump or Donald Trump kneepads, they equate that with you must hate America. And it's hilarious.
Like he was the first president of the United States. I just want to understand this too, though.
Yeah.
What does BLM have to do with what we're talking about in this current situation?
Nothing. But that's what MAGAs do. Amy. That's what they do.
Deflect.
Yeah.
And
what about ism?
To put everything else in every other political party.
Yes.
And I just don't get it.
702-221-7283. You're a liar. Can you give me an example? No. You hate America. Can you give me an example? No, I can't. I just started listening to you. Listen, I just started listening to that guy, but I can tell you that's Donald Trump's face. I can tell you that. 702-221-7283. Let's go to Alex. Alex is there. Let's go to Carl. 702-221-7283 is the number to call. Hello, Carl. What's going on?
Hi, yeah, Brian, Jamie. Jamie, you're doing a good job as a co-host. Thank you. I got to give you that. Okay. Listen, going back to two quick points of what you talked about. First of all, you talked about people, the guy who insulted the Jewish race and whatever. If you listen to some of these extreme right-wing shows and you hear some of the callers, they actually say the Holocaust never existed, never happened. That's just a thing made up by the Jewish people to get sympathy for themselves.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've heard. Well, I've heard it many times.
Can I ask you a question,
It never
Carl?
happened. Yeah.
The people that the last guy who called up, or the people that are in front of Mar-a-Lago, which I would imagine that gentleman, if he had the opportunity, he would be there.
Yeah.
Are these people mentally ill? I believe they're mentally ill.
Well, they have certain they're very weak-minded, and they're what you call cultists. I'll explain real quick what it is. Followers of Hitler were cultists. Followers of so a lot of the followers of Trump are cultists. A cultist believes anything you say, and they don't try to rationalize. Whatever you said, it was somebody like that. They believe it's got to be the truth, even if they know it's a lie.
How do I handle this? Maybe I'll ask Jamie and Paul. When somebody calls me a liar, or they say I hate America, which obviously I don't. I know right from you can lie about anything, but I always give them an opportunity to make their point, which they never can, which is give me a specific lie. And this guy says that 140 officers were not injured. That's a lie.
What did he watch?
I don't know what he was watching.
He didn't watch it either.
And then they always want to bring up Black Lives Matter. So as soon as he brings up Black Lives Matter, I bring up January 6th and I ask him the question, were those Black Lives Matter protesters? And he doesn't want to answer the question. If somebody, like, wouldn't a 5-year-old know that if you call somebody a liar, they would give you an example. Yep. Daddy, you said you didn't buy me that candy, but you did. I don't know. I'm just giving an example. These people, they call you a liar. Like example, Carl and Jamie. If I call Trump a liar, I give examples. He didn't win for example, he didn't win the 2020 election. That's why they call it the big lie.
They say that no, they won. He won. You're a liar. You're a liar, Brian. He won.
Yeah.
How do you call somebody a liar and then have absolutely no proof to back it up?
Yeah. Well, you also were talking about the black Trump supporter group in front of
Blacks for Trump,
Mar-a-Lago.
Very
Blacks
respected.
for Trump.
Very respected.
Well, if they only knew what he said about, he said when he ran casinos, you know that. Right. I don't want black people touching my money as dealers or working there. They got to be Jewish. At least I trust them. Right. That was one thing he said. And his father, let me explain something mentally to people. Yeah. When you're raised by a family, by the time you're 12, 13 years old, you are completely indoctrinated into your parents' thinking.
You are
His
correct.
father was a member. His father was a member of the Ku Klux Klan.
Correct.
His father was arrested at a
Hey,
at
Carl.
a Klan rally.
Hey, Carl.
At a
Ask
Klan
any
rally.
of the members of and by the way, Carl, I do appreciate your call. I got to get to some other callers. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for the call,
Thanks,
Carl.
Carl.
Appreciate that.
Sure.
Ask some of the blacks for Trump if they know that Donald Trump's father attended the Klan. All right, who do we got next here? Damon is next or Carrie? 702-221-7283. Let's go to Carrie. Carrie is next. Hi, Carrie. Thanks for calling in. What's on your mind?
Hey guys, how are you?
Good, Carrie. How you doing?
Carrie.
Good. So I follow you on TikTok. You guys are awesome.
Thank you.
I think I have what I heard from that scream was protest the national debt.
Yes.
By the way, that's what I got out of it, which is very funny considering that Trump also added $6 trillion to the national debt.
I am so glad you took the words right out of my mouth, Carrie. They don't have facts, and you are 100% correct. What do you make about the guy, not the last guy, because he was reasonable, but the guy before who calls in, who calls me a liar and says I hate America, couldn't give me one example of a lie and says, well, I just started listening to your show.
So here's the thing, and it really is kind of crazy to me. I live in Ohio.
Okay.
The 2 days ago, 6 of the Oath Keepers were convicted of felonies and misdemeanors involving January 6th, right?
Right, correct.
2 of those people, Sandra Parker and Benny Parker, I actually know personally.
Oh, wow. You do. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for you.
Yeah, well, so I didn't realize who they were when I met them.
Mm-hmm.
If you met them in person and not knowing, nicest people I've ever met.
Oh.
Nicest people. She used to work at UC. She was trying to help me get in at UC to get work on.
Carrie, were these the people? Sorry to interrupt, but were these the people? Were any of them charged with sedition?
They were charged with conspiracy.
Conspiracy. Okay, gotcha. And they were just recently convicted, right?
Yes, 2 days ago.
Gotcha. Okay.
His charges were dropped because he didn't go into the Capitol, but he texted the leader of the Oath Keepers asking if he could bring his gun.
Oh, that's intelligent.
So,
yeah. That's intelligent. Wow.
Yeah. So it's crazy to me because if you met these people outside of their crazy world, they're normal people.
Oh yeah, they have themselves
They're
very well.
Yeah, they're, I never would have known had not somebody brought up something outside one day and they were like, hey man, how's your case going? And I'm like, these people are in their 70s.
We have a former police officer a few days ago that was just convicted in regards to the January 6th.
Same trial. There were 6 of them together.
Yeah, I mean, we have people that are former police officers. Some people, Ashley Babbitt was somebody that served this country honorably. And I'm sorry, but there's nothing honorable about how her life ended. She was a domestic terrorist.
Not.
Yeah.
And what boggles my mind is what does it take to get these seemingly normal people? Where is that line?
I'm going to give you a story. I'm going to give you a story, Carrie. 30-second story. I know a lady who runs a lot of businesses, and she's a very intelligent lady who lives here in the state of Nevada. And I can tell you right now that she changed. Before COVID and before Trump, she voted for Republicans and Democrats. She's a very successful business lady. And as soon as Donald Trump took over, she watches her Newsmax every day, and she has been brainwashed. And she listens to Newsmax and Fox News all day long, just like that other gentleman who called in who's completely brainwashed. And this has radicalized people. It has radicalized people, and it is very bad for the country because they have nothing factually based to talk about. They're full of conspiracy theories and hatred and racism, and it's very, very bad for this country. And I see it every day. I experienced it on social media yesterday. And, it's really sad that some of these people aren't smart enough to understand that what they're listening to is BS, because Fox News' own management said in court documents that it basically is BS. It's just entertainment, and yet they're not smart enough to understand that. And they can be radicalized so easily, and it's so sad and dangerous for this country, Carrie.
And it's going to come down to taking these people that they go after, like Biden or like AOC, coming back and saying, hey, this is defamation or this is slander, and they're going to have to start suing their way into making people believe that.
You're right, Carrie.
Because that's the way it's going to happen.
For the record, Jamie has not been radicalized yet. I just wanted to say that. Carrie, I am glad that there are people like you out there. Keep on the fight, and you're the type of people out there that I want to be politically active, and I want you to vote, which I'm sure you do. And
Oh, I am. Ohio abortion. If anybody else is listening from Ohio, the abortion constitutional amendment is collecting signatures now.
Good.
So go find somewhere to sign,
Yes,
please.
good. God bless you, Carrie.
Thank you,
And,
Carrie.
get out there and vote and keep doing your thing. Carrie, I appreciate you calling in. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. There's a nice lady that, it's nice to
Has
hear from.
common sense.
Yeah, it's nice to hear from people with some common sense. She wasn't screaming in front of Mar-a-Lago or Trump Tower yesterday. 702-221-7283. Let's go to Damon. Damon is next on Pushing the Limits. What's going on, Damon?
Hey, what's up with you, Brian?
How you doing?
What's up, Damon?
I'm all right. Yeah, I want to thank you for your basketball guests that you've been having lately. I'm the last man standing still because of them.
Oh, look at that. Well,
nice.
I got some good news for you. Before we, get your thoughts on Trump, we got the legend himself, MVP, UNLV champion Anderson Hunt, coming up in hour number 2, and 11-year NBA veteran Paul McKeskey is going to be in the studio tomorrow to preview the Sweet 16. I keep giving winners to you guys, don't I, Damon? I think I'm 4-0 in the last 2 weeks. So.
Yeah, that Kent State wasn't that good.
No, that's true.
Yeah. But tell Anderson Hunt what up, though, because he's from Detroit like me.
Anderson's a great guy. What do you make, Damon, of people that call in to the show all the time that call me a liar and say I hate America, yet they can't give me one example of a lie? How do I deal with these people, Damon?
Brian, what I was calling in to say is you got a duck season, rabbit season. You got to say the opposite. Whatever you say the opposite of, they're going to say the other side. And just do them like that. That's the only way. We need Pelosi, AOC, Barack Obama to come out with a commercial, duck season, rabbit season, and they'll start listening. The lady you had on the other day when I was on hold for 30 minutes, she had the nerve, and she's a smart woman. She had the nerve to actually say Fox News is not dangerous. I don't know if she's ever watched. I don't know if she ever watched Jordan Klepper or those other guys that always go.
Yeah,
I mean, that's what's dangerous. They're dumbing down America.
Yeah.
What I'm looking forward to is the lady that's the producer that's suing Fox News right now. They're suing, and the information that comes out from her is going to be more damning than all the text messages from Tucker Carlson and all them. Now, if they don't believe Rupert Murdoch saying something in court, which was very gangster when he said it's not a red or blue thing, it's a green thing. He let them know, I'm going to tell you whatever you want to hear. I'm going to lie like a singer just to get this money. And they won't even pay attention to that. But the text messages is what's the most damning. And I'm so looking forward to this producer's text messages coming out because they already filed motions to suppress that.
You're right. I can't wait for that as well. Let me ask you one more question, Damon, before I let you go. When Trump is indicted, and I think we all could agree, it's just a matter of time. Could be today, could be Friday, could be next week. Do you think there will be violence? Do you think there will be anything like January 6th? What do you think we're going to see?
No, they're too scared of that, Brian. And most of them are cowards, like I always told you.
Yeah.
That's why they want guns all the time. Only people I know that say they need guns for protection are scared of something, but they won't admit that part. And Fox News has them so scared every day of their life that I need more guns. I need more guns. I need more guns. But when he does get sent to jail, Brian, not just indicted, can we have another party at the Hustler Club?
Well, I'm glad you mentioned that because we have one of the managers of Hustler coming up in a few minutes here talking about what they're offering Garoppolo. One more question. I just want to be on the record with you, Damon. For the record, you are not a member of Blacks for Trump, correct? I just want to be clear.
I was waiting for you to
ask. I'm thinking about it, though. I'm thinking about it.
For the record, I am not a member of Jews for Trump. I just wanted to be clear on that as well, Damon. So I just wanted to put that in there. All right, Damon, always good to hear from you, my friend.
Thanks, Damon.
Thanks for calling in, my friend.
Right.
Okay, thank you.
Take it easy, fellas.
Love it when Damon calls. He's one of my favorite callers. Love Damon. 702-221-7283. Gene is next on Pushing the Limits. Hi, Gene. Thanks for calling in. What's on your mind?
Yeah, I just want to know what the people can do to get the Democrats to understand that the people, the Democratic people, want the Democrats to stand up to the Republicans and get them to give them back and counteract what they're saying and doing to us.
Gene, that's a really good point that you made, and I've brought that point up a lot. I think there are a few. I like Ocasio-Cortez, her fire. There are a few out there, but I agree with you that as a whole, this is where I disagree with Michelle Obama. And I understand what she was trying to say, Gene, when she's like, when they go low, we go high. Let's take the high road.
Right.
Like, I get her message, but that doesn't always work now. I'm not saying, we don't want anyone to make racist comments like what they've said about Ilhan Omar. We don't want anyone to make statements like that. But I want someone.
No, we don't have to be nasty and dirty like them, but we need to call them out on their lies and their crap.
I agree.
And, come back with the facts and the truth.
I agree. Like, I want someone to stand up and say, hey, Gymnasium Jordan. I want somebody to call him Gymnasium Jordan. You enabled kids to be raped, and yet you want to talk to us about the law. You wouldn't even abide by a subpoena during the January 6th committee. I want someone to play over and over again what Kevin McCarthy said within hours after the January 6th insurrection, where he did hold Trump accountable. I want that played over and over again in a loop. I want to talk about Matt Gaetz and his Venmo account. I want to talk about the fact that Marjorie Taylor Greene has never accomplished anything in her life. She comes from a wealthy family, and she is a racist Nazi, in my opinion. I want to talk about Lauren Boebert and about how she got her GED just so that she could run for office. She got people sick at her restaurant, and that the fact that she was probably a call girl and that she had 2 abortions, which, by the way, I don't have a problem with. But when you're somebody that gets abortions and then you want to tell all women in this country what to do, I agree with you, Gene. I want more Democrats to talk about that. I'm not a Democrat, but I talk about it every day because I try to call these people out.
Well, the thing of it is we just don't talk back to these guys enough, and we can do it in a nice way, but we need to call them out and bring out the facts and the truth and where to find the truth.
Right. Yep. No, Gene, very well said. And listen, I couldn't agree with you more. We need more Democrats with a backbone. Chuck Schumer, he's almost too nice. All due respect to Nancy Pelosi, we need younger people in office. We need people that are going to be aggressive and stand up and call out the hypocrisy that is on the right every day, Gene.
Bring facts.
And like I said, I could not agree with you more, Gene, and maybe I'll vote for you one day, okay?
Well, I'm very impressed with Maxwell Frost calling out the guy on the border.
I agree with you. I also like Shapiro, not because he has my same last name, but I think he's doing a wonderful job in Pennsylvania. I used to like, what's his name? Who's the guy who was from New York who ran for mayor, and he was sending half-naked pictures to women? Anthony Weiner. Like, I used to like that guy because he was aggressive, but obviously I don't like what he did with the sex scandal and all that stuff. But we need more Democrats that are at least willing to do exactly what you said: stand up and call out the right and the hypocrisy and the lies. Yep. And
I'd like to hear more from Hakeem Jeffries. He's a great guy.
I agree.
And when he speaks, it's great, but he doesn't speak out enough.
Agree. He's very intelligent.
Ones
very
that
well
are
spoken.
good at counteracting, they don't speak out enough.
Again, I agree with you. We need Democrats that are willing to speak out. I'm worried that Joe Biden, his age, I don't think he's as aggressive as he needs to be. I think he's a decent man, but we need younger people in office. And we need people that are willing to go toe-to-toe with the bullies out there on the right. I agree with you, Gene, and I appreciate you call. You call back anytime, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Gene. Gene is absolutely right.
Yep, I agree.
And I've heard that, and I've talked to Joe Walsh about that on this show, and I've talked to a lot of people out there about this, and it doesn't mean you have to say hateful things. You just need to call them out for their hypocrisy. Example. I'll give you an example. A lot of Republicans out there are against student loan debt forgiveness.
Which makes no sense.
I agree. Which many of these Republicans took not student loans, but they took loans during COVID for their private business.
The PPPs and everything else.
Right.
Yep.
And a lot of those loans, they're never going to have to pay
They
back.
got forgived. A lot of them got forgived.
Right. It's hypocrisy,
Yep.
right? It's absolutely hypocrisy.
It's a huge contradiction. You cannot tell somebody that they can't get the same benefits you got because they don't deserve it.
Exactly.
Why do you deserve it?
Exactly. And that's what I'm talking about. And Jean is so right. She's so right.
Right.
And we need more Democrats out there. The country needs more Democrats out there that are willing to call this out on a daily basis. Why does it have to be certain members of the media, right? Why does it have to be only a select few? You have to be able to call out the alt-right, the lies, the hypocrisy. And in this aspect, it was Republicans, by the way, that started the phrase "lock her up" in regards to Hillary Clinton. And yet these are the people that are saying, oh, the FBI and the DA in Manhattan, they're weaponizing it. It's only politics. Then why did you have a problem about the 8 investigations into Benghazi? Right. You know, it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. 702-221-7283 is the number to call. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to have a little fun coming back. Not that wasn't fun, making fun of some of the MAGA supporters, because it was. Larry Flint Hustler Club has a very special promotion, and it is in regards to Mr. Garoppolo, who is now the Raiders QB. And very special announcement to make. VIP membership when it comes to Mr. Jimmy Garoppolo. And we are going to be talking to a lady by the name of Sonia Wilner next. She is the marketing manager for Larry Flint Hustler Club. And she's going to give us the juicy details on this. Wow, I can't wait to hear it, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with Sonia from Larry Flint Hustler Club next. And before we take a break, my friend, I want you to give out that social media information.
Everybody, make sure you follow us on PTL Radio Show. That's on all social media platforms, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter. Again, PTL Radio Show, spelled PTLRADIOSHOW, PTL Radio Show.
That's right. And Jamie is now in the hot seat for day 2 as my official co-host. We're having a good time, and we're really glad Jamie's here. He's doing a great job.
Glad to be here.
So we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, what is this deal with Jimmy Garoppolo getting?
Hey, Jimmy,
is it free lap dances? What is he getting?
Can I be your plus one?
What does the VIP membership entail? I'm very interested to know. We'll talk to Sonia from Larry Flint Hustler Club coming up next. Take a quick break. Be back right after this. You're listening to Pushing the Limits here on KSHP.
Hey, everybody, it's Brian Shapiro from Pushing the Limits. I want to tell you guys about Sahara West Urgent Care and Wellness. They're conveniently located in the southwest corner of Sahara and Jones. We're open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., and Saturday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. At Sahara West Urgent Care, they'll take care of all your healthcare needs. They offer routine services, physicals, STD testing, car accident treatment, and work injuries. You name it, they do it. They have on-site X-ray, EKG, ultrasound, and labs. They treat chronic conditions, asthma, blood pressure, diabetes, and more. They also offer general wellness exams and treatment, milestone enhancement, and cancer. Located on Sahara, 125 West Sahara Avenue, their number is 702-248-0554. The best part, they accept most major insurances to affordable cash pay price. Office starting at just $95. And I'm also a client. Please give them a call, 702-248-0554. Look, it's impossible for the average person to find a great attorney out there. There's so much misinformation. Now, let me introduce you to former Chief Deputy District Attorney Thomas Moss. He was Las Vegas' top DUI prosecutor for years. He prosecuted the most high-profile DUI cases in Clark County. No one knows more about DUI law in Nevada. Google it. If you get charged with DUI, whether it's a misdemeanor or even more importantly, a felony, you need Thomas Moss representing you. His relationships with the prosecutors and judges, his knowledge of DUI law to work for you. So give him a call now or text him at 702-848-5555. It's your life and liberty that's at stake. Don't wait. Call now. That number again, 702-848-5555. All right, welcome back. It is Pushing the Limits on a Wednesday, a beautiful Wednesday in Las Vegas. Hey, yes. I'm in Vegas. As you know, Jimmy Carr out the door. He's no longer with the Raiders organization. I'm totally okay with that. I think Raider Nation's okay with it too. And we got a guy who made it to a Super Bowl. Heck of a quarterback when he's healthy. Jimmy Garoppolo, he's going to be making a lot of money here, and I think he's perfect for Vegas. I really do. And one local Las Vegas strip club, one of the more prominent ones in Las Vegas, of course, I'm talking about Larry Flint Hustler Club. I actually met Larry Flint back in the day at the Palms. Such a cool guy. I was nervous. I was able to shake his hand. I'll never forget it. Larry Flint Hustler Club is now offering Jimmy Garoppolo a lifetime VIP membership, which I find very, very interesting. I want to know what this entails. And the lady joining us right now, her name is Sonia Wilner. She is the marketing manager for Larry Flint Hustler Club. To give us all the details. Sonia, thank you so much for joining us.
Welcome in, Sonia.
How are you?
Hi, guys. I'm doing well. How are you today?
I'm doing great. Nice to see you. Thank you for coming on with us. All right. So when was this decision made? Because, you know, as you know, Garoppolo just signed a deal with the Raiders not that long ago. What brought this decision on?
So what initially started this was obviously his introduction to our Raiders team, which just so happens to be, I don't know, right down the street from us. It's in walking distance. So it has greatly impacted our business having the Raiders Stadium so close. So But what really started this was back in 2018. He came out dating a porn star, Kira Mia. So at that point, once he was openly in this relationship with this known porn star, he was labeled as a playboy. And he's, in addition to that, he is a very attractive man, ladies' man. So it was just kind of a no-brainer. You're our neighbor. We love the Raiders, and you already understand, our business, and clearly are open to it. So we just wanted to extend that invitation.
Now, I want to ask you what this lifetime membership entails, but before I ask you that, I have to ask you this. What if Garoppolo gets traded in a year or two to one of our rivals? Will you still keep that membership valid? That's what I want to know.
That's a juicy question.
Yeah.
Well, very juicy question. But the answer is, of course, we're going to honor that. We are not going to go against our word. We made an offer, and it stands. So
I think that's fair.
Regardless of how it happens, he is welcome here.
So I think that's very fair. So tell me what this VIP lifetime membership entails. Does it involve lap dances? Does it involve the private room? Does it involve food, drinks? What does this VIP membership entail for Jimmy Garoppolo?
Okay, so this, in a nutshell, is estimated to be about $500,000 because it's a lifetime platinum membership. So he would be able to come to the club anytime, be able to comp his guests that he has with him, up to 20 guests, I believe. They skip the line.
Send him my contact.
Yeah. Hey, if you're watching this, Jimmy. Yeah. No, truly though, it also grants him unlimited entry into our most expensive and prestigious suite here called the Moni Suite. It runs about $10,000 an hour, and he has unlimited access to this. He also has a custom premium cigar locker. And yeah, you can come enjoy the club anytime. You would be a VIP guest. We'd be more than happy, to host him in our beautiful 3-story club. Our 3rd story actually has a terrace where you could look the entire strip. At nighttime, it's lit up. It's gorgeous. We have a Mediterranean restaurant on the roof. It's beautiful. So it's
That's
big
awesome.
enough to host him and all of his Raider teammates and all of their friends. They can all come to the Hustler Club after the game.
Okay, Sonia. So this is a really great, especially me, a great benefit for Garoppolo. But what happens? Because we all know that once liquor starts pouring, once people start getting into themselves, and once championships happen, things go down. So what happens when he makes a wrong move that affects your branding?
Well, I would say that he seems like a man with a good head on his shoulders, and I doubt he would do anything to tarnish his reputation or ours or the Raiders. But in the event that that did happen, in the past we have been known to cause controversy ourselves. I mean, just last week we had midget wrestling, and when I tell you, people come out of the woodworks. The club is packed like a can of sardines. Everyone loves it. But in today's world, that's a hot word. I mean, you can't say those things without somebody being offended, and I get it. But we are always on the cusp of what's attention grabbing, and just trying to get back to that very real, interpersonal, and just fun environment that's inclusive to everybody. So I feel like, again, he probably wouldn't do anything to ruin his career or tarnish any, relationships he has.
Okay, so I understand you're saying, right, all PR is good PR. I get it.
That's right.
Now, with this VIP lifetime membership, $500,000, is it $500,000 per year and it gets renewed every year, or that's how much he has to spend, and once he spends it all, then it's done?
That's just what the card is estimated to be worth. Now, an individual could absolutely use more than $500 worth of service here. Again, that Moni Suite that he has unlimited access to is $10,000 typically an hour. It's beautiful. It outlooks the whole club. It's big enough to have a large group and entertainers in there. There's seating, there's a bar, sink, and everything. So you could make yourself at home here. There's a restaurant on the rooftop. You literally could make yourself at home if you wanted to.
Oh no, I've been on that.
And he's more than welcome to, Jimmy, by the way. I mean,
Oh no, I know he could. So Sonia, how long have you been there at the club?
I've been here at the club for about a year and a half now. So
if you don't mind me asking you, what's like, it doesn't have to be a celebrity, but like, what's the most amount of money? Because I'm going to assume you guys sell very expensive bottles of champagne. What in your estimation, what's the most money that like a customer paid in one night at Larry Flint that you could think of?
Well over $1 million.
Oh wow!
You had a customer go in there and spend over $1 million. Like what
in one night?
When somebody walks in there and spends that kind of money, what are they getting?
So what they're getting is VIP entertainment and
so.
customer service. They're getting the best of the best alcohol. They're getting entertainment by the most beautiful women in Las Vegas, maybe even the world. I'm biased, so but yeah, they're just being treated like rock stars.
Okay.
You get to have free range of the club.
$1 million. Like listen, I'll be honest. I've been to the strip clubs maybe about a handful of times in my life, but my understanding is a lap dance is like $30 or $40. How do you get to $1 million?
Do you pay for the whole club?
Some people do.
Oh, wow.
Some people want to come in and they want to gather all of the entertainers and they want to take them to the store, buy them all outfits, buy them drinks, buy them food, buy VIP rooms to where they just go sit in the room and they talk.
So if Floyd Mayweather, I'm just going to use him as an example because I really don't care. If Floyd Mayweather walks up to you, Sonia, and says, I want to rent out the entire Larry Flint Hustler Club. I want all the dancers here and just run it like a normal night, but don't let anybody in except I give them the okay. And I want to rent the whole place out for, I don't know, 6 or 7 hours on a Friday or Saturday night. What would something like that cost? I'm just curious. I'm sure it varies, but like, what? Give me an estimation.
Yeah, it varies. I would assume for a 3-story building like ours, I know for the rooftop, it starts usually about $10,000 to $15,000, and that's just one small section of our club. He would probably be looking at a number that's closer to $1 million because on a good night here, it's Vegas. The city never sleeps. Everyone in the world, when they think of America, they think of New York City. They think of Las Vegas. It doesn't matter where they're from. They know these places. They know when they come here, they want to go see entertainers. They want to gamble. They want to have fun. We are able to provide a safe environment for these guests to fulfill their fantasies within the legal limit of the law.
So what if like a bald Jewish radio host, I don't know, somebody by the name of Brian that came up to you and said, listen, I got about $300 in my wallet. What can you do for me? What would Sonia offer? Would you wave and say, have a nice day, goodbye? Or like, what
I would say, let me pour you a glass of awesome champagne and let me hook you up with one of our favorite entertainers here.
I like that.
That's what I would say.
Because you're good at your job and you know what you're doing, and I would probably accept that.
Make everybody feel at home.
Absolutely.
So listen, Jimmy Garoppolo, I think we all could agree that he's not probably going to have any issues in going out with very attractive women. But it's interesting to me, right? Because even if you're a Brad Pitt or whoever, you're a great looking guy, you got money, they still go to strip clubs.
Facts.
Let's call it for what it is.
Yeah.
They can get almost any woman they want to, and yet they still go to strip clubs. Sonia, why do you think that is?
I know it's because we are able to provide fulfillment in their lives in ways they're not receiving in their day-to-day life. So they might have a supermodel wife, beautiful home, beautiful family, but maybe they're not getting that communication that they want. And maybe they just want a beautiful woman to just listen to their day and tell them, honey, it's going to be okay. You're here now. Let's go have a drink. Let's have fun, So they're able to experience and fulfill just sources in their life that they're not able to in a day-to-day sense.
Okay, so let me ask you this, Sonia. I'm gonna put you on the spot here. Okay, let's just say Garoppolo has a terrible game. He throws 3 picks, 3 interceptions. He's depressed. He goes over to the strip club. He uses his free VIP membership, and he wants to have a conversation with Sonia. And I know you're not a dancer there. I get that. You're the marketing manager. Like, what would you say to him? Would you sit down and would you rub his shoulder? Would you say it's going to be okay, honey? Like, what would Sonia say to Mr. Garoppolo if Garoppolo has the worst game of his career and he goes on over to Larry Flint Hustler Club because he's depressed? What would you say to him?
I would say it doesn't matter how many times you fall. It matters how many times you get up. So get your head in the game and get back out there. because we're waiting on you to win. We need a Super Bowl. Okay.
Well, I can make a horrible joke and say I know one of his heads would be in the game if he walked into Larry Flynn Hustler Club, but I would never make a joke like that because it's inappropriate. Jamie, go ahead.
Yeah. So Sonia, obviously you're speaking about how when people think of entertainment, they think of fantasy, they think of strip clubs. One of the destination places is Las Vegas. And you're a woman in power marketing, and you're doing all these great things with Larry Flynt's Hustlers Club. We're seeing that your Las Vegas strip club made history by even hiring the first female general manager and even having women like you in power. What does that mean to you?
It means the world to me. I am here for all of it. My general manager, Brittany Rose, is amazing. She is able to lead the group in ways that we haven't been able to touch them before, because it's not enough to have the best club in Vegas and have the prettiest women in Vegas. But why wouldn't you want to have a hot woman being the general manager too? I mean, it all makes sense. She understands the business. She's been in it since she was 21 years old. There's not another person in my mind that deserves it more and has worked harder for this position. And I'm just so happy to be a part of it, to be able to support her in any way I can. And we are force multiplying strong, empowered women in leadership, because it is 2023 and we need to be able to lead effectively. And if we are in this type of industry, I think it only makes sense to have somebody who is a little more in touch, possibly, with the type of individuals that the people are actually coming here for. They're not coming here for our drink specials, although we do have an awesome drink special, open bar 9 a.m. until 9 p.m., 7 days a week. Yeah, we are the local watering hole. You buy a local card for $30 and you get in the club for free for life. So in theory, you could drink for free for $30 for life. It's a no-brainer. Yeah. But truly, it's been an honor to be able to work with her and see her take that step, because we are shifting. The world is shifting. And it's been a really awesome change. And again, so proud of her and so much in support of this. So big and better things to come in addition to this. So it's just the beginning.
Right. And Sonia, I give you guys big ups because I love inclusivity. I'm in full support of women in power, people of color in power, and just everybody from different demographics being able to have a say-so in different communities and different spaces. However, I do want to give you a little pushback. I gotta make it tough for you. Okay. Now, we also understand that women know how to sell the perfect fantasy. If you're talking to a straight man, you know that he wants a woman who's going to make it do what he needs him to do, right? However, we also do understand that men know what men want and what men like. So how do you think you're going to be able to compare, knowing that you're still not a man, still selling to other men?
Well, we have things put in place to help optimize our, availability to reach everyone, and specifically the type of people that we're wanting to come into our club. So prior to Brittany Rose becoming the general manager, Ralph James had been the general manager for almost 10 years, I believe. He is now the regional general manager, so he still oversees this club and other clubs across the nation. So he is local to Las Vegas. So we actually are able to lean on him and his expertise. So it's not like the male factor has been completely removed and we're only operating on a level where it's only women. That's not the case at all. We have lots of men that are in leadership, men and women of color, different backgrounds. So we're very well-rounded in that sense. So we are able to get that type of expertise and opinions right away. It's awesome. But she's able to lead fully from the front.
Inappropriate question to ask. That's what I'm very good at. If Garoppolo, Sonia, asked you out on a date, would you appease him? Would you go to dinner with him?
Well, no, I wouldn't.
Are you Are you taken? Is that why? If you don't mind me asking.
Well, I am not attracted to complete strangers. So
okay, that's good PR answer.
Gotta have a little more than money to intrigue me. It comes and it goes. That's nice that he has it, and his accolades and his achievements speak for himself. But I don't know him. So.
Very dignified. You know he throws a lot of touchdowns and he's a good football player and he's a pretty boy. That's about all we know. And hey, guess what? Guess what? My answer would be no as well. So, well, hold on. Depending on, listen, if you wanted to rent me for $1 million, like you can rent out Hustler Club, I would consider it.
Brian for rent.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not
Everyone
saying
has a number.
that's correct. I'm not there. Well, listen, Sonia, I appreciate you coming on with us. I think this is a very cool.
Sonia.
I hope Mr. Jimmy Garoppolo takes you up on this offer, and I have a feeling that you might see him. I have a feeling that you might see him at Larry Flint sometime soon, Sonia. Look forward to meeting you out there, and I do appreciate you coming on our show. Thank you so much.
Hope to see you again,
Of course.
Sonia.
Come see us, guys. We'd love to host you.
I
would love to.
I will. That sounds like I might not spend $1 million, but
that's okay.
You can bring people though.
Yeah. But we
That's
can
right.
bring people. Yeah, I'll
Come
bring
on
Floyd
by, guys.
Mayweather. Sonia Wellner,
There you
thank you
go.
so much. Appreciate it.
You're
Have
welcome.
a good one.
Bye.
All right. That is Sonia Wellner, the marketing manager for Larry Flint Hustler Club. By the way, for the record, I did do a few remotes there. And when I was doing a show called The Vegas Take, we actually did a listener appreciation event there, and they were very nice. They gave us that third floor that she's talking about. They gave it to us for free. They gave all of our listeners free food and drinks, and we had a little Q&A, and I got to meet some listeners. Some people drove from LA that listened to us.
Oh,
and
nice.
Yeah, or me, I should say. They listen to me, but that's another story for
Oh,
another
yeah.
show. But no, it was really cool, and they're very nice there, and they take care of locals. So I hope Jimmy Garoppolo takes them up on that offer, and I hope he scores a touchdown at Larry Flint Hustler Club. Anyway, appreciate Herd coming on. All right, speaking of scoring, here's a guy that knows a thing or two about scoring, different type of scoring in the NBA, or I should say for UNLV. He won a national championship with UNLV. He was the MVP, and I'm lucky to call him a friend, and I love this guy to death. His name is Anderson Hunt. Anybody in Las Vegas knows who Anderson Hunt is. And Hunt is going to be joining us next. Like me, he is going to be going out to the Sweet 16 games. I think this is the college basketball game of the year. Find me a better game. UCLA is playing Gonzaga tomorrow. By the way, nothing against UConn and Arkansas because that's a mega game as well. But we got 2 games tomorrow that are just unbelievable matchups. And what better person to talk about it than my man, the former UNLV champion and MVP, Anderson Hunt. We'll take the quick break. And as we always do, Jamie is going to give out that new social media information.
Because you guys listen to us live on KSHP. Listen, you can also find us on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at PTL Radio Show. That's PTL RADIO SHOW. Again, guys, PTL Radio Show on all platforms. Follow us.
All right. Thank you, Mr. D. Can I call you Mr. D? Is that
not a branding thing, because I don't know. We just had a stripper hustler conversation.
Mr. D, you sound like somebody that would be in the Chippendale show or something.
Give me books.
Mr. D is available for bookings. Anyway, he's Jamie,
we all have a price.
Jamie D, Mr. D. I kind of like that. I'm Brian Shapiro. We'll take a quick break, and Anderson Hunt will be joining us next. You're listening to Pushing the Limits right here on KSHP.
Hey everybody, it's Brian Shapiro from Pushing the Limits. I want to tell you guys about Sahara West Urgent Care and Wellness. They're conveniently located on the southwest corner of Sahara and Jones. They're open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. It's Saturday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. At Sahara West Urgent Care, they'll take care of all your healthcare needs. They offer routine services such as physicals, STD testing, car accident treatment, and work injuries. You name it, they do it. They have on-site x-ray, EKG, ultrasound, and labs. They treat chronic conditions such as asthma, blood pressure, diabetes, and more. They also offer general wellness exams and treatments such as testosterone enhancement and cancer screening. They're located on Sahara, 6125 West Sahara Avenue. Their number is 702-248-0554. And the best part, they accept most major insurances and affordable cash pay prices. Office visits starting at just $95. And I'm also a client. So please give them a call, 702-248-0554. Look, it's impossible for the average person to find a great attorney out there. There's so much misinformation. Now, let me introduce you to former Chief Deputy District Attorney Thomas Moss. He was Las Vegas' top DUI prosecutor for years. He prosecuted the most high-profile DUI cases in Clark County. No one knows more about DUI law in Nevada. Google it. If you get charged with DUI, whether it's a misdemeanor or even more importantly, a felony, you need Thomas Moss to represent you. His relationships with the prosecutors and judges, his knowledge of DUI law to work for you. So give him a call now or text him at 702-848-5555. It's your life and liberty that's at stake. Don't wait. Call now. That number again, 848-5555.
Hey, everybody, are you struggling to find a pizza place that reminds you of Brooklyn? That true blue New York style pie? Well, worry no more. Salone's Italian Eatery Pizza is a knockout. Located at 467 East Silverado Ranch, School Park, just off of Union Road, half a mile east of South Point Casino, just minutes from the Las Vegas Strip. Come by and grab a slice of pie. Plus, check out our Brooklyn-inspired Italian cuisine. Our sandwiches are super. Hero, that is. Because why be a sub when you can be a hero? Salone's Italian Eatery is here to serve you phenomenal food, Vegas. Forget about it.
Hungry for the best barbecue in Las Vegas? Come out to the infamous Barbecue and Meat Market, John Mole's Meats and Roadkill Grill in Las Vegas. John Mole's was featured on the Food Network's Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives. Now take home delicious meat selections for your grill, and while you're there, grab a bite of the best barbecue in Las Vegas. 2 locations now at Tom and Gowan or on North Decatur. You're sure to find the perfect meats for your next barbecue or party. Find us online at johnmolemeats.com.
All right, welcome back. It is Pushing the Limits on a Wednesday. As I speak, practices are being held at T-Mobile Arena right now for 16 games in the West Regional. I know I'll be there. I can't wait. And yeah, it's going to be so much fun. And the guy on the line right now knows what it takes to win a national championship. He did it with UNLV. He was the MVP, a living legend, a UNLV legend. And I'm happy and lucky to call him my friend. I love this guy. Mr. Anderson Hunt joining us right down the line. Hunt, what's going on, my man? How you doing?
What's up, sir?
All right, what's up, Chef?
How you doing, Anderson? Anderson, how exciting? How exciting is this, Anderson, that we actually finally after all these years, the NCAA tournament in Las Vegas? What does that mean to you?
Man, I want to be political correct because I was about to say something else. Man,
you on the radio, Hunt?
Yeah, it's overdue. They should have been had it. It wouldn't have been fair when we was playing. It wouldn't have been fair to have no tournament here for us. But it's good for the city. You know what I'm saying? So that's a good thing. But the NCAA, they know the deal.
Yeah, they do. You're right, and it's going to be packed in there tomorrow. And Anderson, I know you're going to be there. What do you make of this tournament so far, right? Number 1 seeds going down, a lot of upsets, but yet we still have some chalk, right? Anderson in the Sweet 16 right here in the West region. What a mega game. 2 mega games, really. Arkansas, UConn, and then Gonzaga, UCLA. What do you make of these 4 teams playing in Vegas?
Oh, that's a great Sweet 16. What? It's 4 of those teams, all those 4 of those teams could win it.
Mm-hmm.
Arkansas, they came on a little late, but they was, preseason. They was favored to do something. They just couldn't put it together, but they putting it together now. And then you have UConn. Okay. They good team. I didn't really follow them this year, but they have a good team. And Gonzaga, they tournament tested. UCLA is UCLA. So, it's great for the city. And then everybody get to see some good games.
If there's anybody that could give any of these players advice on what to expect, whether it be the Sweet 16 or the Final Four, the Elite Eight, the championship, it would be you. I mean, you experienced it. You went through, I'm not going to say stress, but you went through it all, and the nerves and all that. How were you able, when you look back on those years and the year you won the national championship and you were the MVP, how were you able to take those nerves and turn it into positive energy and perform the way you did?
Just by work ethic and what we did preseason and what we did off season, and just with your teammates. You have to have faith in your teammates, and really you have to buy into the system that you've been doing all year, and you have to make adjustments.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But as far as the nerves, man, we've been playing this game since we was little. So whether it's the backyard or the playground or high school, middle school, it's still the same. You got to put the ball in the bucket.
In your entire playing career, what moment can you look back on and say that was probably the most nervous I ever have been, if at all, on a basketball court?
Wow, that's a good question, Chef. Probably 1986 in my junior year in high school.
Wow.
And we was playing Martin Luther King and you know they was preseason #1, and they had a good team. They had all 5 starters back, and all of them were seniors. And we only had 1 senior, 2 seniors on our team, and all us was underclassmen. And you know they played physical. You know, I ain't gonna say dirty, but they was tough. They was from the east side, so you know I was kind of nervous, but we beat them. You know what I'm saying? We found a way to beat them, upset them. So you know that was one game I was really nervous. When I got to college, I had been through so much in high school with far as competition that you know really wasn't nervous in college. And then you know when you have players like LJ and Stace and Greg and Dave Butler and Mo, you really don't have to be nervous about nothing.
Right. Now, Hunt, you still hold your national championship to this day, and there are several different players on the team that have yet to literally outdo you in your statistics. I want to know what one player can you highlight that you're like, yeah, that's the one from UNLV. That's the one who could follow my footsteps. I support that one.
You know what, man? I took a liking to the Gilbert. I took a liking to him. You know, I like his game. Yeah. I like his game, and you know, he played both ends of the court. You know, had to work on his offensive game a little bit, but he's a defensive stopper. You know, I like players that play both ends.
Okay.
You know, but from what I heard, I didn't get a chance to see the whole season. But from what I heard, they tried to make him into a shooter. So, you know, I don't know, but you know, if you embrace that, you know, it's good. But if you don't, if you come in as a defensive player, you got to work on your offensive game, like Stacey Augmon did. He worked on his jump shot day in, day out, off season, summer. He worked on his jump shot, and he got better.
Right.
You know, but Stace came in as a defensive stopper.
Right. That's what's up. And honestly, you're a legend in your own right. There's nobody or nothing that can take that away from you. However, you continue to stay up to date in the industry of basketball and sports in general. I even saw you at the UNLV senior game, and you were just all in. Loved meeting you there, man. But what can you say has changed since you were in those same shoes as a basketball player for UNLV?
Man, I can write a book on that, but we ain't got time.
Right.
Man, there's so much change over there, man. It's different.
Right.
You know, it's different.
Good or bad
change? You know
change?
what I'm saying? You know, man, they're not winning, so it's a bad change. You know what I'm saying? So it's bad. You know what I'm saying? I wish them, you know, me personally, I bleed UNLV. You know, I'm gonna be a running rebel to the day I die. But I want them to get back to national powerhouse.
Right.
You know, who don't? You know what I'm saying? But, you know, I wish them boys well, and I wish they would have played in the tournament that you have to pay to get in. You know, I would got them more exposure.
I agree.
You know, so
agree.
Yeah, so
100%. I agree. Let's talk about that a little bit. I know you and Kevin Kruger have talked, and I think I helped a little bit to facilitate that, and I'm glad you guys at least have a relationship where you talk to one another. But you know, I think you would agree with me, Anderson. Kevin's a good guy, right? Kevin he's a good guy. We all root for him. It's not working out right now. I mean, you saw what happened at the end of the year with UNLV, and you mentioned Gilbert. That's a big blow. He transferred. He's got other guys that are transferring. He's struggled recruiting. They're not winning games. They were in the playing game of the Mountain West Conference tournament again. What do you think is going on with him in the program? And it just doesn't seem like he's off to any bit of a start like his father, Lon Kruger, did.
From the outside looking in, I think he should make more basketball decisions. He shouldn't have to worry about what somebody say. And I hope he's not worrying about what somebody say, but that's what it looks like on the outside. It's like he programmed to do a certain thing. Sometimes you have to go out the box, you know, and a lot of people didn't like talk about that, but Tark wanted to win. If Tark had to go to Detroit, New York, Chicago, Philly, DC, South Central LA to get a player that wasn't nobody else touched in the country, so be it. You have to do that. Now the problem is you have to put them together when they get on campus,
right?
And you have to, you have to show them and teach them. This is what you got to do to stay on campus. You can't do what you've been doing in the hood. This is what you got to do, especially if you want to win. So I don't know. I don't really know. Like I said, I'm on the outside looking in. I haven't been to none of their practices, but Lon Kruger, I seen him at the Pac-12, and he told me, he is like, man, I want you to come up and talk to the guys this spring. And I was like, Coach, I couldn't wait for you to say that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I couldn't wait for Coach to say that, but it was the daddy, it wasn't the son. So, you know, but that's a step. That's a step in the right direction. You know what I'm saying? So
this was
you know,
recently. This was recently because this is news to me. So you're saying I know Lon was just on the show the other day. By the way, I love Lon. So you're saying you're at the Pac-12 tournament last week, and Lon made it a point to tell you that he wants you more around the program and he wants you to speak to the players.
He didn't say more around the program, but he said he wanted me to speak to the players this summer. I mean, in springtime. So I brought a smile to my face, gave him a handshake, gave him a hug, and was like, I told him it'd be my pleasure to.
Right.
And that's so important. But I feel like Lon Kruger gets it. I feel like Dave Rice, that's one thing I'll give him credit for. He did a pretty good job. I remember LJ and Tark, they came to games when Dave Rice was coaching over there. And then when Marvin Menzies took over and TJ, that was a disaster as far as trying to bring players around the program. Is this a pipe dream to me, Anderson, or could this be true where one day maybe, and this is probably a long shot, but Stacey Augmon, LJ, Anderson Hunt, maybe even a Greg Anthony, guys like that could be on the coaching staff at UNLV, even maybe for a couple of years. Do you think there's any chance at some point down the road that we can see that happen?
As of today, I don't see it happening, you know, because a lot of relationships was, you know, divided because of that. You know, what they did, what happened to Stacey, what happened to Reggie Theus, you know. So, I hope so, Shep, but I don't know. You know, I really don't know. From what I get out of it, like I said, I'm on the outside looking in.
Yeah.
They really don't want no Tarkanian people up there.
Right.
You know, that's how I feel. You know, until they change people's mind or start doing different things, then, you know, that's how it's gonna be.
Yeah. Anderson, you know, I'm on your side and I agree with you because I've talked to Marcus Banks about this and a lot of other people, but do you feel like sometimes you need to get lucky, right? But do you feel like UNLV has created their own, for lack of a better term, unluckiness with starting with the way they treated Tarkanian? Some people treated Tark when you were there. You know what they did with Tarkanian. And then thereafter, the bad decision making, you know, firing a coach mid-season or hiring a coach that's never been a head coach before or hiring a coach like Marvin Menzies, who was like their 8th choice. Do you feel like sometimes you have to create your luck and part of this is UNLV's fault?
Or leaving Miss Patino on the curve at the airport.
Right, correct. Yeah, you forgot. I forgot about that. By the way, Patino just got
come on, man.
Yeah, you're right.
No, he's at St. John's, smiling, loving it. So, you know, I couldn't tell you, Shep, man. It's mind-boggling to me. And some of the things I didn't know in college that I know now is how unbelievable what Robert Maxim did. You know, it's like telling the newspapers or telling the Channel 3 to investigate what cars we driving. Who does that?
Right.
What president at a major university? I know nobody in the SEC does that.
Well,
absolutely no one in.
Let me ask you
in
that.
the SEC.
Do you feel like a part of it could have been racism? Like, why do you think back in the day they even did that? Why?
What was the point?
You know what? I think it was the perception they wanted of UNLV. But you're in Vegas. You're not in Chapel Hill. You're not in Ann Arbor, Michigan. You're not in Bloomington, Indiana. This is Vegas.
Right. Yeah.
Gambling. And, you know, so, you know, I don't know. I would just embrace it because we was winning.
Right.
I wouldn't try to, you know, go against it or nothing or try to bring it down. You know, why would you do that? But people have their reasons for it. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, Dr. Maxim, a lot of people don't realize this. He did the same thing. He did the same thing in the University of Houston, Phi Slama Jama, before he got to UNLV.
Right.
So, you know, a lot of people might not know that. And on top of that, is Tark just wanted to win.
Facts.
And he did.
You know,
And
so
he did.
all the other politics, and I want a piece of the team, and I want to get my input, and I wanted to be like Dr. Maxson said, I wanted to be the Harvard of the West. What? UNLV is not no Harvard of the West.
You're right. You're right, they're not.
Harvard is an Ivy League school.
Right.
Stop it.
Whole different type
UNLV
of
was
thing.
a hotel school. UNLV was a hotel school.
Hotel,
and still is to me.
You're right, and still should be a basketball school, but unfortunately, right now at least, those days are long gone, and it's unfortunate. If you're just joining us, he is Anderson Hunt, the MVP of the national championship UNLV team, a living legend, and just a great guy. All right, so let's get back to the Sweet 16, Anderson, if I may. Speaking of gambling, you've been known to have a parlay now and then, so I want to ask you about these games tomorrow because I'm really excited for them, Anderson. This is two highly anticipated games. Let's start with the big one, which, of course, is Gonzaga-UCLA. Arguably, some people are saying this is the game of the tournament, and I tend to agree. So you have Gonzaga, Anderson, arguably the best offensive team in the country, or at least left in the tournament, against UCLA, arguably the best defensive team in the tournament. Mark Few, great coach, legendary coach. We know how good of a coach Mick Cronin is. How do you see this game playing out, and do you think UCLA can hang with Gonzaga? I only say that because can they score? How do you see this game playing out, Anderson?
UCLA, they got some scores, but they got the two key injuries, Jalen Clark and Bona.
Yeah.
So that changed the whole complexion of the game. It's still gonna be a great game. Don't get me wrong, but UCLA, but the next man got to step up.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I. Matter of fact, I had the pleasure of meeting Cronin at the Pac-12 at the Mandalay, and I was telling them, it's like, man, next man got to step up. He was like, you right. So basically, the guys from UCLA, they've been playing together the whole season. The bench players, practice players, somebody got to step up.
Do you think that happens, or who do you like in this game, or do you think Gonzaga is able to pull away and win?
You know what, man? Without Clark and Bona, Gonzaga is a favorite to me, but like I said, it's March Madness. Anything can happen.
I agree.
I kind of like the over.
All right. Well, we'll go with that. The Anderson Hunt pick is the over. What's the total? What's the total, by the way?
I don't be truthful with you. I don't know. I haven't looked today, but I'm
gonna take a look at it. Yeah. I tend to agree with you there. The totals are usually a little lower because it's UCLA, but I can see both teams scoring. All right, let's go to the next game. Which of course is I grew up in Connecticut, the UConn Huskies, storied of course, basketball program. Danny Hurley's done a great job. I think we could agree on that. Not Bobby Hurley, who might be losing his job at Arizona State, who you can.
No, I think he got a 2-year extension, didn't he?
Oh, did he? You might be right on that one. I don't know.
He got a 2-year extension.
Not a lot of people in Vegas root for Bobby Hurley. I'll leave it at that, Anderson, and you know exactly why. But Danny Hurley and the UConn Huskies, really good basketball team, as you mentioned earlier. But then they play against Mr. Musselman, as you know, who has done he did a phenomenal job at Nevada. Great coach. I agree with you. Done a great job at Arkansas. Now they're in the Sweet 16. This is another very intriguing matchup with two very good coaches. How do you see this game playing out?
I see it playing out down to the wire, but I think UConn will pull it out, because, like I said, Arkansas, they was favored to do some good things this year, and they really never really, got it together. I don't know if it's because of injuries or whatever, what have you, or, players looking to see where they going in the lottery or in the draft. But I don't, they just really didn't, I ain't going to say underachieve, but they were supposed to do better. Their record should have been better because they still have like 2 NBA players on their team.
All right, I'm going with
I like UConn.
I do too.
UConn.
So he's going with UConn, and Anderson's going with the over in the UCLA Gonzaga game. I like Gonzaga to win because of the injuries you mentioned. I'm not going with spreads. I think Gonzaga wins the basketball game. I think it's going to be UConn and Gonzaga in the Elite Eight, and I actually think UConn gets out of this bracket. I like Drew Timme, but I just don't think that he can compete at the level he needs to against what UConn has underneath the basket and a guy that looks like a Zion Williamson, the way he's been playing. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. On that note, Anderson, I know I owe you like 8 steak dinners. So we can start, if you would like, this weekend or maybe even after the game's on Thursday, if you'd like. Steak dinner. Are you I owe him. Are you hanging out with LJ? Are you watching the games with Larry Johnson? Who are you hanging out with Thursday?
Man, I'm gonna be at the game. I'm not watching it from the couch. I'm gonna be at the game. You
Good.
know what I'm saying? Represent. I'm gonna have my UNLV hat on. I'm gonna represent. I'm gonna throw my jersey on too, man. When you go cop one of them throwback number 12 MOP jerseys, Shep.
I have to purchase one of those, and I want you to give out that information because you can purchase a Anderson Hunt vintage UNLV jersey. Where can you go to get that? You have to text me the information, and then I'll put it out on the radio because it's pretty cool.
Okay, yeah, I'll text it to you, but not, this is some hood stuff. I'll deliver it right to you.
Hey, look, hey,
I'm
Hunt.
from Detroit, baby.
Hunt, I never got to tell you. Look, you from Detroit. I'm from Chicago. That's the Midwest in us.
Right. That's only 3.5, 4 hours away. So, hey, I'll deliver it right to you.
You know what? Hey, you said it, not me, but how cool is that? You buy a jersey and then Anderson Hunt will deliver it right to you hand to hand. And Anderson's
man.
I don't accept checks. Give me cash and I'll bring it right to you. And,
I got Zelle.
I love it. Are you going to the games with Larry Johnson? Because I know he's in town.
No, Larry, Larry, I don't know. He's kind of one of them, he's a hermit as far as going out in public to sporting events. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, he's a weird
I'm not
guy.
even going to mess with I'm
He's
not
a
even
little-
going to mess with him.
I know you and Larry are tight, but he is a little bit of a strange guy. I think we all could agree on that. He's a little strange.
Oh yeah, Larry if he don't know you, he not gonna mess with you.
I
You know
love
what I'm
it.
saying?
Yeah, no, I love it. Larry's a good dude. He's just a little different. That's all. But Anderson, I'm lucky to call you a friend. I absolutely love you, my friend. And
My man.
I will see you out there at the I can't believe I'm saying this. Sweet 16 games in Las Vegas tomorrow. I'm actually going to the.
so jealous,
I
man.
can't wait. This Gonzaga UCLA game. I'm so excited for it. And Hunt, I'm going to look for the guy wearing that UNLV Rebel Anderson Hunt jersey, and I think it's going to be you, my friend. And
yeah, man, it's gonna be a couple more people because I done already sold a couple.
Oh, I love it.
It's go, yeah.
I
Send
love
me
it.
one.
I
Send
love
me
it.
one, Anderson.
You know.
I love it.
What'd you say?
I said, send me one.
He's not going to send you one for free. You got to pay for it, man.
Hey, come on. I'm trying to do a Midwest thing. Come on, Brian. Let me talk to my Midwestern.
That's that Chicago in you.
Yeah,
See?
yeah.
You get it.
Listen,
You get it.
Anderson is a very generous, nice man, but I can tell you right now, he's not going to be giving out his jerseys for free. And quite frankly, I don't blame him. Anderson, you are a legend. And you're even a better person. I appreciate you coming on. I cannot wait to see you tomorrow. And if you want to go to a steak dinner, I'll take you to a restaurant of your choice. And it won't be McDonald's. I promise you that. Tomorrow after the game's on me, my friend. So I'll see you at the game tomorrow. And I can't wait. Thanks for coming on, Anderson.
Thanks, Anderson.
All right, Seth. You're welcome. My man.
Appreciate it. I love him. Anderson
Peace.
Hunt. He's the best. I love that guy. Anderson's in a really good mood today, by the way.
Right?
I caught him he's kind of like Mike Tyson. Sometimes you could catch Anderson, and if he's not, if he's not in a good mood, you're not going to get really great answers out of him. Today it was like the opposite. I caught Anderson in a great mood. He's a great guy,
very interactive,
and he's so great, such a good dude. And he's right. Larry Johnson's just a weirdo. I mean, I'm not trying to call him a bad guy. I don't think he's a bad guy. He's just weird. He's a weird dude. Can I give you a quick story? And I want to talk about Jackson's Bar and Grill, which is located at Flamingo and Jones before we go. Great food, great atmosphere. They have great specials this month. If you get to 200 points on Wednesdays or Sundays, you get $50 free slot play. So quick story before we go, Jamie. I'm going to try to get this in under a minute here.
Let's do it.
Jackson's Bar and Grill, they have their 20th anniversary party, right? And Anderson Hunt was one of the celebrity guests that showed up and signed autographs, and Anderson was great. Guess who drove him to Jackson's Bar and Grill?
Who?
Larry Johnson.
Oh, wow. Really?
So the owner, and I don't think you'd mind me sharing this, the owner is like, oh, Larry, I didn't know you were going to be here.
Right.
We'd love you to come in.
Right.
And then Larry's like, oh, well, if I'm not invited, then he just, and he just kind of like speeds off.
Right.
And I'm like, what happened to LJ? Why did, what happened? Why didn't you walk in with your boy Anderson Hunt? And Anderson's like, I don't know what just happened. I don't know. He's just like, it was just weird. It's like, dude, this is your boy Anderson Hunt. Why don't you just walk into the bar and say hello to people and have a good time? We'd love to have you in. And he just kind of like took that as offensive that, oh, well, you didn't invite me. And he just kind of like speeds off. And I'm like, what a weirdo.
Listen, if you weren't invited or thought of, you don't want to be there.
Yeah. Strange. So, Jamie, you're going to be sitting next to a 7-footer tomorrow.
Oh, I'm excited.
A guy who played in the NBA for 11 years.
Okay.
His name is Paul McKeskey, and he's going to be giving us his picks on the games tomorrow. I'm actually going to go to the practices today, Jamie. Give out that information on our social media.
Yeah. Make sure you follow us all on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, you name it, at PTL Radio Show. That's PTL RADIO SHOW. Listen, you don't want to miss out on all the amazing lives we have on So follow us at PTL Radio Show.
Yeah. Well, this was a very fun show, I must say. It's probably the most fun I've had doing a radio show in a long time. Maybe because a lot of MAGAs didn't call in. I don't know. But no, but this was a lot of fun, man. And I'd like to think that you're a big part of that. So I appreciate that. I had a really good time.
myself.
I had a really good time today. This was a fun show. And it's not always like that. But today was a lot of fun. Tomorrow's going to be fun as well, especially if Trump gets indicted. So we'll keep an eye out on that. Thanks to Mark and everybody here at KSHP. We'll see you tomorrow, same place. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Have a great day.